It's a 6-3 decision shaking the entire country.
And we will abolish abortion. We are the pro-life generation.
Protesters on both sides of the issue making their voices heard.
We've been knowing this was going to go down since Kavanaugh.
It's a ruling many have been expecting for months, even years. Tonight, team coverage of the Supreme Court's historic decision on abortion as the longest-running newscast in the East starts now.
On your side, this is WNCT 9 News at 6.
Now, with Roe gone, let's be very clear. The health and life of women in this nation are now at risk.
President Joe Biden calling today's Supreme Court decision wrong and extreme. Meanwhile, Republicans on Capitol Hill are celebrating it.
This decision is a victory for the pro-life movement and for the generations of Americans who never gave up hope.
The United States Supreme Court today reversing course on nearly 50 years of jurisprudence. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Watlington. Angie Casada is off tonight. The conservative majority court siding with the state of Mississippi in Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization. With their case, Mississippi officials asked the high court to eliminate the constitutional right to abortion, first established in 1973. Once ruled, protesters erupted outside.
I kept hoping for the best, but it's clear that these justices don't care about the majority of Americans and their voices.
This is going to be like history. This is just the beginning of, the pro-life generation, being there for women, for the unborn.
Writing for the majority, Justice Samuel Alito said, quote, "The Constitution does not offer a right to abortion." The court's three liberals writing today, they dissented with sorrow for the many millions of American women who have today lost a fundamental constitutional protection. And this 6-3 court ruling is expected to lead to abortion bans in roughly half of the nation's states. On your side, digital reporter Emily Severage spoke with state officials and local experts about the implications this ruling will bring for women across the country.
Absolutely, Ken. The overturning of this landmark 1973 case, Roe versus Wade, means that decision now lies in the hands of the states. Now, 13 states, mainly located in the South and Midwest, already have laws on the books called trigger laws to ban abortions in the event Roe is overturned, which go into effect within 30 days.
As of Friday afternoon, 4 of those 13 states have already put those trigger ban laws into effect. Louisiana, South Dakota, Kentucky, and Missouri, with more states expected to follow. But for most states, political deliberation among state legislatures and state governments is the next step.
Ultimately, what we're going to see is a variety of decisions made by the states. It's a strength/weakness of federalism that there will be differences across the state. It's part of the design, not a bug. That we have a system of federalism here where you will see, like I said, I would expect Mississippi's probably going to go even stronger on the pro-life side. New York is going to probably go more pro-abortion rights than they have been in the past.
Lockerbie says now you don't have 9 justices making a decision for the whole nation, but instead, hopefully, the people making those decisions through their elected officials. Attorney General Josh Stein says here in North Carolina, women have a right to an abortion up until 20 weeks written into the state's general statutes, and he'll push for that protected right.
Here in North Carolina, I have absolutely no doubt that if the Republicans had a supermajority in the General Assembly, they would prohibit women's right to exercise their reproductive freedoms. But they're not doing it today because Governor Cooper would veto it, and there are enough Democrats in the legislature to uphold that veto.
Governor Cooper made a statement that reads, "For 50 years, women have relied on their constitutional right to make their own medical decisions. But today, that right has been tragically stripped away. That means it's now up to the states to determine whether women can get reproductive health care. And in North Carolina, they still can. I will continue to trust women to make their own medical decisions as we fight to keep politicians out of the doctor's exam room."
Now, Dr. Lockerbie, Governor Cooper, and Attorney General Josh Stein expect the upcoming days and weeks to be filled with upheaval, anger, and joy over this decision as political deliberations at the state level begins. In studio, Emily Severage, 9 on your side.
Emily, thank you. And with North Carolina not one of those trigger states, state Republicans are now saying they're going to wait until after the election to act on abortion. The state has had a law on the books for several decades that bans abortion after 20 weeks with certain exceptions. but federal courts blocked it under Roe v. Wade.
It's been bad law for 50 years, and I'm excited to finally see this day. North Carolinians should fully expect that when we're in session next year that we deal with this and that we enhance those protections for the unborn.
The right to abortion and the right to health care is really on the ballot this November. I hope that, even though this decision is devastating, I hope that it will motivate people to come out and vote.
Republicans say they aren't rolling out any new restrictions now because they know Democratic Governor Roy Cooper will veto them and they don't have the votes to override him. And with this decision being the topic around dinner tables across the nation tonight, we want to hear your thoughts. In tonight's Vote Now on 9 poll, we're asking you, are you in favor of the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade? To vote, head over to WNCT.com/vote or go to the free 9 on your side mobile app. Find Vote Now on 9 in the menu. You can see more of the results tonight on your late news. Speaking of your late news, we will have continuing coverage of today's Supreme Court decision starting at 10 o'clock on Eastern North Carolina CW and again at 11 o'clock right here on WNCT. Switching our focus now, one thing I think we can all agree on today, Jerry, the weather we had out there, just about perfect.
It's a beautiful day here in Eastern North Carolina. It really, really is. We've had a lot of sunshine outside. Current temperature readings are comfortably warm, if there is such a thing. You'd almost call it comfortably hot for our interior counties. Over towards Goldsboro, they push close to the 90-degree mark outside today, but the dew points and humidity levels have been very, very low, so it hasn't felt muggy like a typical June day normally feels here in the east. You can see our wind flow is coming in out of the northeast, and that's suppressing most of the severe weather threat far to our south. You'll find some severe thunderstorm warnings near the border of Georgia and also Florida. Most of that activity will stay far to our south for the next few days at least. So if you're thinking about heading out to the North Carolina coast, the weather will be good. If you're thinking about cooking out, it'll be fine. Up in a few minutes, we'll talk about the weekend, next week, and the tropics.
All right, Jerry, thank you. Now that monkeypox is here in North Carolina, state and local health officials are making sure we are protected. Now on your side, Cheyenne Pagan breaks down what the virus is and has official reaction to the virus.
The Onslow County Health Department says they are monitoring the situation and have been in close contact with physicians out in the community following the recent news. Monkeypox is an illness that causes a rash or bumps on the skin, according to state epidemiologist Zach Moore. He explains that North Carolina has been taking precautions over the past month. They have been spreading awareness, particularly with doctors, because monkeypox is not a common illness they would consider. NCDHHS has also been providing guidance to local health departments like Onslow counties. They say they're ready in the case anything comes up in the area.
Just stay aware of your own symptoms, and if you develop any flu-like symptoms or any rashes, definitely follow up with your primary care physician and just stay informed.
Both health officials say the viral disease is less transmissible than COVID-19. They say the virus mostly spreads through skin-to-skin contact and some respiratory droplets. Moore adds they will continue working with the CDC and local health departments to make sure they are doing everything they can to identify and respond to cases quickly. We have links on our website at WNCT.com with more information about symptoms and how you can keep yourself safe. In Jacksonville, Cheyenne Pagan 9 on your side.
And a new clinic will help bring health care closer to Marines and sailors stationed at Camp Lejeune. Marine-centered medical home Hadnot Point is a branch clinic of Naval Medical Center Camp Lejeune. Now on your side's Claire Curry attended a ribbon-cutting ceremony today. And Claire, you spoke with some of the military personnel about what this facility has to offer.
Ken, this new medical center has taken around 10 years to get to where they are currently, and now it will serve roughly 8,000 service members with their health care needs.
It's a demonstration of our commitment to the warfighter, ensuring that we have a ready medical force and a medically ready force.
Defense Health Agency Project Officer Lieutenant Matthew Miles says that this facility is roughly 40,000 square feet and costs close to $30 million.
Primary care, we have 2 Marine Center medical homes. We have physical therapy, pharmacy, audiology, laboratory services, sports medicine, as well as dental services.
And Commander David Bennett, Deputy Director of Branch Clinic, says it's important to have access to health care in a close proximity to where these servicemen and women stay.
The importance of a clinic like this is to take care of the Marines and sailors at their point where they live and work and breathe,
as well as examining them before heading overseas.
A clinic like this is also important for medical readiness, which is a key component for our combatant leaders to have combat power to go downrange and to do the country's bidding.
And this is just the first of many. Around 4 more Marine-centered medical home projects will be happening around the base over the next few years. Both Miles and Bennett tell me that the facility will be open to the base sometime in July. Live at Camp Lejeune, Claire Curry, 9 on your side.
Claire, thanks. Happening right now, the annual Alive at 5 concert series is back in Morehead City. And on your sides, Aaron Jenkins joins us now live along the water at J.C. Park. Aaron, how are things going down there?
Belcan, you can tell this is the first Alive at 5 of the season because everyone is so excited to be back out here in Morehead City. People behind me here are tapping their feet, enjoying some snacks from all of the local vendors around. People are also dancing, getting their little groove on, whether that's the kids kind of getting their moves in or the couples spinning each other around. It is just all in all a great night with some perfect sunshine shining down on us, giving the perfect night for a night out in Morehead City. But Bounce Party Band is on the stage right now. They're playing everything from Michael Jackson to Shania Twain, even a little Footloose out here. So like I said, come on out, bring a lawn chair or a blanket. This is going to be going on until 8 tonight. So there's still plenty of time to come on out, enjoy some live music and this beautiful weather that we're having. Live in Morehead City, Aaron Jenkins, 9 on your side.
Oh, don't you wish we could keep this streak of weather going forever? We're going to keep it going at least for the next couple of days and then some changes next week, but not entirely bad changes. We'll talk about it next.